Hello, Internet, and welcome back to the Pursuit of the Black Kestrel, our bi-weekly second edition Pathfinder campaign. I am Sean. I am hosting this little adventure that we're doing, and today's kind of our mid-season climax finale, whatever you want to call it. We're not taking a break or anything after this, but we're halfway there. So thank you for joining us here today. I'm gonna run through our announcements real quick, and then I'll let these people introduce themselves, and we'll get started. This week on GGK, we've got a couple of fun things for you to enjoy. On Tuesday, we will have the continuation of a brand new Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition campaign run by our very own Dammit Barry, who is taking a few of us through a homebrew setting of his, and it was a lot of fun. We had our first session last Tuesday, so this is very early on. You haven't missed much if you want to jump right in. That's going to be at 7:00 Eastern Time this Tuesday, and every Tuesday after that for the foreseeable future. On Wednesday, we will have a one-shot, which Savannah is running, using a one-page RPG created by Grant Howitt called The Witch is Dead. Is that right? I said that, and then I was like, I don't know if that's the name of it. Is that right?
It's called The Witch is Dead.
Okay. I don't know why I said that, and suddenly I was like, that's not the name of it. That doesn't sound...
there are like 70 of them or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called The Witch is Dead. It's about a witch that is dead, and her cute little woodland creature friends go to kill the witch hunter that killed her.
Yeah, we played this once before on the channel, and Savannah ran it, and I played in it a couple. I think Alex is there too, and we had a few other people. And it was wild and lots of farm animals murdering people brutally, or cute woodland animals, I should say, murdering people brutally. So we will have that on Wednesday. Do we set on time?
6:00 Eastern.
6 Eastern. Okay. So come join us for that. As far as on Saturday, we will have the next installment of Saturday Night's Thunderball, in which our group has just won their first big game of their season, propelling themselves hopefully into the top 10 rankings, and are cruising to enter the tournament. It's a lot of fun stuff. It's a homebrew D&D sport that we've created, and it's a wild good time. So come join us. It's going to be at 3:00 Eastern Time this Saturday, and then next Sunday, finishing out the week, we have our next session of Slang 101, which is another game that Savannah runs, playing Monster of the Week and hunting monsters and ghosts, and a lot of drama, mostly drama, with some hunting in between. But it's a lot. It's we've been going for about 16 or so sessions at this point. So we are hitting kind of a good interlude here to jump in at. Lots of stuff going on, but also lots of new stuff happening, which you can come and join us for. That will be at the same time as this, 4:00 Eastern Time on Sunday. That's it for me and my announcements. I will let you all introduce yourselves and say what you are doing. I have no concept of where we are in the overlay, so Savannah, I need you to count me off.
It's me. I'm next.
Okay, good.
You said everything I was going to say.
Okay.
Hi. I'm Savannah. I'm at Savvy Seaworth on everything. You can follow me on Twitter. I run a lot of games on this channel, and I play in the ones I don't run. That's really it.
Yay.
Hi. I'm playing the rogue today.
Yeah, you weren't here for the last one, so
no, I wasn't.
How
I missed.
you deal with this.
Hello. I'm not sick anymore.
All right, who is next
Alex.
on the overlay?
Hi, me. I'm Alex. OMG, it's some guy on the socials. I play in a lot of the things here at GGK. Not all, but most.
Barry.
Hello, I am Barry. I'm playing Xander, the super smart wise ranger. who has just adopted 2 harpy eggs. And yeah, I think that's it. And
RJ.
Hey everybody, I'm RJ on the interwebs, but you can catch me at RJS22 on Twitter and Twitch, where I stream with some of these lovely people. No, that's my Monday spiel. I stream Destiny sometimes because that's my kick. You can catch myself and LB Hackemup on Mondays over at the Indoor Adventures channel, where we play our homebrew game. And starting next Sunday, when our DM gets back, we are starting up Tomb of Annihilation. It'll be at 8:30 EST.
I think that just leaves LB.
Hi, I'm LB Hackemup, and this is Abaddon. I got a lap cat today. You can find me on Twitter at LB Hackemup. Every day this month, I am posting kitten pictures, so if you're interested in that, go ahead and check those out. We're getting into some videos of my old babies that are now big babies. And yeah, you can find me Mondays on Indoor Adventures channel, Sundays as well. Wednesdays on Nerd Immersion's channel, doing our Rod of 7 Parts game. So if you're interested in Rod jokes, that's where you should find it. And then, yeah, I know. On Thursday nights, I'm actually going to start streaming on my channel some Max Gentleman, sexy business, with my girlfriend Lauren, and it is sexy. It's funny. We usually drink beforehand, so get ready for that. That's me.
All right, good stuff. I just got through the Twitch ad that was at the end. By the end of that, to see what our overlay looks like, I gotta remember to note that down before next time. Thank you for covering for me, Savannah.
That's what I do.
All right, so bringing us back to where we left off in our last adventure together. Your crew, you explorers, treasure seekers, accompanying the Captain Leon and her crew of sailors, have been exploring Port Predatus, looking for clues to seek out the Black Kestrel, a ship captained by the notorious Crimson Drake, and the last holder of a priceless artifact gem known as the Heart of Death. It is your mission to find this gem and return it to your benefactor, Lord or Duke Relsh Whitney. You had been led to a group known as the Spiders, who their leader, Istus, offered some information, or implied that they have some information about the last whereabouts of the Kestrel, and in exchange they asked you to deal with a bit of trouble that they were having. A band of bugbears that had kind of taken over some mercenary work, had been attacking the spiders in the city, and just causing some general problems for their group. You agreed to do this, tracked down the bugbears, and found their leader, a harpy by the name of Athena. You had a brief conversation with the harpy. A few of you were charmed. There was some tenuous talks about coming to some sort of arrangement with them. Athena had mentioned the threat that the spiders pose on Port Predatus and something larger at issue. However, given the circumstances and your companion Anais being under the harpy's spell, you decided to forego any arrangements with them, upholding your agreement with the spiders. You attacked Athena, killed her brutally, and liberated a bunch of bugbears, led a bugbear uprising. And we ended our last session having defeated Athena, claimed her head. I think somebody's carrying around her head. Yeah, feels right. And captured two, I almost said bugbear eggs. That's not right. Harpy eggs. You didn't find the bugbear eggs. Don't give me that look. They could lay eggs. You don't know. And we're heading back into town. So that's where we're going to pick it up. Anise, you're with them. Free of charm. Alive. Unharmed.
Awesome. Love it. Love being
Or
alive.
no more harm than the last time you played.
In which I was not.
Okay, there you go.
No, just kidding. I was. I got hit by that big old fucking thing. That trap that fell on me from the ceiling.
Oh, that's right.
I'm very harmed. I lied.
Once we get away from this revolution, I can heal you. Got you up.
Many thanks.
How are you feeling?
Bad.
Yes, aside from gaping hole inside, how is your head?
Are there any lasting effects?
No. I think you feel a bit foggy, but that's lifting. I think just the process or the charming effect and how long you're under it kind of weighing on you a bit, but it is receding.
A bit hazy, but it's lifting.
Where did Zandy go?
I'm probably way up in the front.
I don't want to have to deal with that, but I'm sure I'm going to have to. So we must go speak to the spiders. Should we wait till morning?
That is a good question. Whether we do that now or wait until the morning.
I mean, I don't know how long you want to hang on to this harpy head for. And he hucks it a little bit over his shoulder.
It's going to start to smell.
You should probably cover that while we walk through town.
Takes out the daintiest of handkerchiefs and puts it ineffectually over the face.
It's fine. Let's go tonight. They are drow, so they'll probably awake.
I can't tell if that's racist or not.
Probably.
They have sunlight sensitivity, you jerk.
So do I, but that's never stopped me.
Well,
SPF 50.
Well, I do feel as if I have stumbled into something that I should not have.
do you need a rest, Anais?
It would be preferable, mostly because of the bleeding.
We'll go. There are many abandoned buildings here. We will find one of the least tetanusy ones, and I can patch you up.
Let's go to the one where we killed the bugbears before.
Because I very much would like to creep around the house some more.
So yeah, we'll go to the building that we had held up on the outskirts of town.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that is directly on your way as you reach the end of this cliffside path. You are immediately facing the buildings that you were kind of staking out the cave in previously. So you find the one that you were in before. A little bit of blood splatter across the front entryway of the building. The door itself a little bit broken off of one hinge, but you can kind of force that back into place and get a little bit of privacy for a bit. Right now, you would estimate it's probably the early hours of the morning. You've been out for a long time staking out the cave. It took a couple hours. So you probably have, say, maybe 2 hours until sunrise. I'd say you're feeling it right now. No exhaustion or any lasting consequences. But if you push through for another 8 hours or so, you're probably going to start to see some negative effects.
Are we planning on fighting anything?
I don't think we have a plan on fighting anything. But if Anais is going to sneak around, perhaps we should prepare for that inevitability.
30 or so, if I recall correctly. And we are 5 scrappy but also scraped up adventurers. I do not like our odds in those circumstances.
6, you forgot Crow.
Oh yes, please forgive me, oh wonderful Crow.
And I'll clarify one thing: is that the house looked like it held 30. You did not see all of them in there at one time. You didn't get the impression when you were there that everyone stays there at the same time. They probably work in shifts out in the city.
All right, let's find a spot so I can give Anais some more blood. Get the blood back inside her. So I can either do. So I always have to double check how this works. Normally the DC is 15. I can attempt a DC 20 now that I'm an expert in medicine to increase the number of hit points you regain.
Mm-hmm.
And I do have a plus 11 to medicine now that I am an expert in it. So
Pretty good odds.
Do you want just the safe, easy health, or do you want to try and get that extra 10? Because normally it's 2d8, 48 on a crit.
I don't want to choose.
You're muted.
No,
There you are.
I don't want to choose.
All right.
I don't know. I mean, I play pretty fast and loose, but
Yeah. I will
What
stick with
happens
the
on a
basic.
fail?
The target takes 1d8 damage, so there's no way I can kill her.
well, technically, that is technically true. I currently have 9 hit points.
Yep. Let's play it safe and just do the DC 15 one.
That sounds good to me.
All right. Yeah, so that is a 20. So
Nice.
just regular success then. So you get 13 healing. That's pretty good on 2d8.
Have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So I did do my level up. I think this is what you were asking me, which increased. Would
Yeah.
my current hit points have also increased?
Yeah. So I was saying that, and the rest of you, no, we dealt with that last session. But yeah, if your current hit points will go up by the same amount your max go up. So I think you were a little lower than you should have
I
been.
don't know how many it was because the sheet did it for me. If I just put myself back to level 2, will it take them away?
Yep.
Perfect. Wonderful.
Oh, so you're at max.
No, that's my
Well.
level 2 hit points.
Well, you're level 2. You're at 22 out of.
Now I'm at 30. I was at 9 out of 22.
You went up by 8.
Yeah, wait. Hey, guy, 22 plus
So-
8's 30.
Yep.
I was
Okay,
still trying to
sweet.
figure out the 8. You were a step ahead of me.
Yeah. So all good. You're at the full again.
Numbers. Thank you.
And Zarya's still immune to the healing again for like an hour.
Okay.
After an hour's passed, I can treat your wounds again, get you more health.
Yeah. So that just depends. How long do you guys want to wait?
We could take a nap.
That's
Take
fine.
a short rest.
Also just
I'm about to have to figure out what the short rest mechanics are in this game because
I don't know what they are, but I'm just
Don't
saying
know.
we can wait an hour.
Yeah, I think there is something you can do when rest, but I need to look that up. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
What is Xander doing during this time?
If we're resting for an hour, he'll be back on top of the roof, keeping an eye out because he knows you can't climb.
It's true. I climbed that rock face pretty. No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Does someone want to tell me why Xander is not speaking to us, having a tantrum? Not.
I think it is his
Entirely sure.
sister. He saw the blood coming from her eyes when she did the magic.
Oh, he didn't know.
Apparently not.
Oh, unfortunate.
Yes.
Well, he'll acclimate.
Yes, it's something that's been in our family for literally generations, and yet I feel his lack of paying attention in school is finally catching up with him.
I don't know how you fucking nobles work, but isn't it usually the oldest one gets all the inheritance and the next ones can fuck off?
Basically, and that's why he was off in the woods for the most part. But our father did have parties that he didn't attend, I guess. But one would think, with all this, we have an altar in the basement. I just assumed that he knew, I guess.
Sounds like he was an outdoorsy kid, not just stay inside and play in creepy basement kid.
I mean, you can only live in a home for so long without going into your own basement.
Well, I don't know. Perhaps he just needs time to understand. I mean, blood magic is not that big a deal. Obviously, people do it, and there are reasons for it, and I think it's quite normal, obviously.
So I guess a world question, is blood magic that big a deal? Or is it just kind of like, yes, some people do magic with blood?
In my society, it's not a big deal.
No, I think the world as a whole, it's not something that a lot of people. I mean, it depends on your moral, I think, compass. I think blood magic is usually associated with people killing other people to use, ritual sacrifice, things like that. So yeah, I don't think it's something that common, and I don't think it's something that that is widely accepted.
Wish to clarify, these parties were ritual sacrifices.
Not necessarily. Some of them were. Some of them were just balls. Galas, if you will.
Eh.
I have, just not to interrupt, but I have checked the rules. There is no short rest mechanic in this game.
Okay.
You have to rest for 8 hours to get any sort of benefit. But
Probably not a full hour, because I think I did the medicine on her when we were still in the cave, and it's very clear on like only benefit once every hour, but like because normally it takes 10 minutes, and it's like you can do it once every hour, not once every 70 minutes. So we probably don't need to rest a whole hour.
yeah, I mean, you close enough. I mean,
Yeah.
it's you take the time. I'll let you, so you can try it on. Sorry again.
Yeah. Let's just
Anyway,
do the
you guys can
basic
continue
one
talking if
again.
you want to discuss Sanderson more,
Ooh,
because I'm
okay.
all for
Well,
that.
that's good, because that was only a 16. But so you are going to get 12 hit points back.
Nice.
Pretty good.
Yeah, some
Some
good
heals.
D8 rolls. Well,
All right. As medical
Heal.
professional, that's as much as I can do. We should sleep rather than staying up.
I
more.
would love
Right.
to sleep.
So do you think we should...
Oh, go continue. My comment was totally out of character.
Do you want to go back to the ship then?
No, I think we should still go do spiders, but this is as much as I can do for you
Mm.
without. At this point, your best option is bed rest, but you will not bleed out in front of the spiders.
Wonderful. And do you have any scotch?
I mean, what do you take me for? And like pulls open a vest and just like a bunch of flasks, Scotch, whiskey, bourbon, rum, vodka.
Ah. Just if you have, I'll just take one finger, please.
Pulls it out, and they're halfling sized flasks, so they're probably in the size you want.
Solid. She'll just take a couple swigs and hand it back. Who thought I'd be slumming it? She says.
We are literally in the slums. There are very few people here.
I didn't expect adventuring to be quite so dirty.
There's blood, dirt, and guts. It's not gonna get any dirty. Well, it could get dirtier, but
We have not gone in sewers yet.
Oh, we're not going in sewers.
Never say never.
Well, shall we?
One thing before you guys hit the end of the rest, while you're medically tending to your needs and everything, Samek, not to put like too much, not to play with your character too much, but I want to imagine that Samek is probably keeping watch at some point and looking out the window. just seems like something a few of you do probably at some point, just to keep an eye out. You know, there are bugbears out there, you know, there are monsters out there, and the Kavar have been especially prevalent lately. And as you're keeping an eye out there, actually, I want you to make a perception check for me.
Oh boy, my best roll. Perceive. 15.
Okay. With a 15, I would say you just barely catch this glimpse. But as you're looking out into the dark city streets, and they are very dark out there, you all probably have a little bit of a light inside. For those of you that don't have dark vision, I think Simon is one of them. So probably needs the light from using his medicine. As you're looking out into the shadows, you catch a person moving for a moment, and you just catch the back of their head. They have a like a cowl pulled up, obscuring their features, but you just get a glimpse of a lock of blue hair as they turn around a corner.
He squints after it and kind of looks to the rest of the party. I'll be right back.
Doodles.
Okay.
Shoulders the door open, pushes it back, power walks to the corner.
Okay. You power walk to the corner, and as you come around it, you look down a narrow alleyway between two buildings, and it's dark. And as you're peering out into the shadows, you don't see any movement, and you take a step into the alleyway. And as you're taking a step forward, you hear a voice speaking to you from the shadows, very softly but familiar. And she says, "It's been a long time, Samek."
His hand automatically goes to one bastard sword, and he turns.
And stepping out from a little kind of alcove in the alley, just to your left, lowering her hood, you see an elven woman around the same age as you, long blue hair. You see Ayan, who, as she indicates, you haven't seen in a long time. And she says, "I was wondering when we'd get a chance to speak. I heard you were in this town."
Well, I do move around a lot, so how'd you track me down anyway?
You're not difficult to find. You leave a lot of bodies in your way.
It's not really what I like to do, but, you know, the job calls for it.
She leans back against the wall of the alleyway and just sort of eyes you over and says, "You look like you've looks like you're a little bit back to the way you were before. Like you've improved."
I took on a job not too long ago where, well, I'm currently on it, and I've been feeling different since I've been on it.
This job, it wouldn't happen to be looking for a lost treasure of some kind, would it?
There's a small smile on his face as he says, "That's customer confidential, miss."
Right. Well, I happen to be on a similar confidential job here in the city. In fact, I'd say it's directly related to the one you're on.
Is this going to be a problem?
Perhaps. My employer hasn't been specific in how I'm supposed to handle our dealings and isn't immediately aware of our relationship. But if they were to ask me to intervene, I don't think I'd have an option.
He'll hold out his fist for her to bump. Well then, if it comes down to it, hope fortune doesn't favor you.
She returns the gesture, and as your fists touch, you feel that. And again, I think this is something that you have experienced before in interacting with her specifically. There is like this spark as your fist sort of heats up, and there's this like spark of flame around it, and hers begins to crackle in electricity. And this blue lightning wreaths her for a moment, and she retracts her hand and says, "This mission that we're both on, there's a reason we're both on it. I would tell you more if I thought that it would help. Keep your head on."
That small smile is still on his face as he turns his head and starts walking back. Be seeing you.
I think you just hear a light voice from behind you echoing through the alleyway. Likewise. And you walk back to the group.
As
Question.
Samek walks in. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Would the little fist pumping have caused any light or sound?
I don't think it was enough to cause any noticeable effect. Small enough for the two of them to notice, but unless you were standing right next to them, you probably wouldn't have seen it.
Cool, and Xander didn't notice anything most likely.
Well, you've seen Samek walking out of the building and then walking back. As Samek walks in, he's a little bit chippier than usual.
I'm not sure what you found in the grimy alleys out here, but you seem happy.
Just an old friend.
Is this you happy?
Oh, can't you tell?
No, your facial features don't lend it to smiling very much.
Expect trouble in the next couple of days while we're on this job.
What do you mean?
My friend's been hired on by a rival company, and it looks like if she's given the order to, she might stir something up.
What rival company?
Didn't ask. Kept it mostly professional.
Well, this is something that is concerning to our mission. What sort of people do they tend to take jobs from?
Would I know this?
Maybe a bit, given your prior history.
I feel like it's mostly like what I do, like whoever has the most money.
Mm-hmm. I think she's just fist for hire. Doesn't really distinguish her from between employers.
Like what I do, mercenary work. Whoever has the most cash gets your allegiance.
Great. I'm glad that we've figured out everything. We should probably look into that more. Is this someone you can?
Hardly the only ones going after the Heart of Death. Makes sense that someone else got the same tip that the captain did and is here searching it out.
Is this someone you can easily manipulate?
Oh, if we meet on the battlefield, it's gonna be bloody.
No, I mean, like, can you trick them into doing things? Or getting information from them?
She's a lot like me, but smarter. And more charismatic.
So we're fucked, is what you're saying.
She's me, but better.
Well, wonderful. Perhaps we can outbid her current employer? If it comes down to it?
Well, we'll see. Though, I hope you have deep pockets, miss.
Yes, I do.
I don't really see them on your dress, so if you're hiding any coin purses in your bodice.
This is not my outfit, if you recall. I was made to wear this. I could sell one of my dresses and probably pay her.
Samek shrugs and proceeds to lean on the wall and look out the window.
Anais is ignoring everyone and daydreaming about a smarter Lady Samek. What a fascinating concept.
Is there anything else, or shall we go?
Could I have searched the house for a burlap sack for this head?
Sure. I'll give you guys a burlap sack for the head. All right. With healed up, mostly, you all head back out into the street. You begin to see a little bit of that pre-dawn light coming up over the eastern horizon. This dark purple hue, barely lit by the soon-to-be rising sun, casting an ominous tone over the city streets, which are mostly empty at this point in the day. You pass by a group of guards, employees of the spiders, no doubt, standing around the decaying husk of a creature, Kavar. It looks like some kind of fairly large one, maybe dog-sized. It looks to have a couple of spears stuck through its carapace, probably dead for a few hours, and you just catch them as they are trying to clear it from the streets. One guard nearby bandaging up, it looks like a wounded hand. As you continue your winding path back to the spider's den, you also catch a number of the citizens of the town currently placing like shuttering on their windows, the ones that can afford it, at least. And there's just this general sense of uneasiness in the air. As you wind through the main courtyard leading into this lower district, you know that about 200 feet or so beyond this, there's a top part of a staircase that winds down to the estate, which the spiders have taken up, Law's grave. In this courtyard, again, in this dark pre-dawn light, there aren't many people out. Looks like most people are probably still sleeping. Most lanterns have been snuffed out at this point. There isn't a heavy guard presence, but I'll say, Xander, you notice one of the tilings of a nearby roof comes falling off and then crashes, shattering on the stone of this courtyard. And as you look up, you see the glistening carapace of a large insect-like creature disappear over the rooftop.
Is it climbable?
Is the wall climbable?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a little like Assassin's Creed parkour. You could probably make it up to the top.
While I attempt that, can I have Crow fly up? Because I realize he could probably just fly up easier than I could climb.
That would be good too. Crow, you give him this command, and he jumps off of your shoulder and takes off to the air, circling up to the rooftop. And he hovers there for a moment before dive bombing back towards you, and flaps in front of you and gives a couple of panicked yips.
Is this panic yips like we should prepare for trouble? Because
I think you know this to be danger.
I guess I'll let everyone else know that we're probably going to be attacked or something bad. It's not safe outside right now.
Is it always like this on adventures?
Yes.
Danger around every corner.
This
Well,
may be a little bit meta, but since you've talked about taking some inspiration from the Stormlight archives, like, is there a phenomenon that might be incoming that our characters would know about that the players don't? Just like a storm coming in or bugs swarming?
No, so the storms do come in. They carry like wing, like the Kavar with them a lot of the times. You know to be prepped for that. As far as a storm coming right now, you could tell the signs. I think a lot of you that have spent more time, especially like Xander and Samek, and maybe Simon, depending on how much you've traveled, you'd be able to notice the signs. The winds picking up, you'd see the storm walls approaching. There doesn't be any sign of a storm coming though, but you have gotten the sense that this city is plagued by the Kavar. They have been a lot of them that you've seen, smaller ones, which is uncommon because they typically don't like to intermingle with society. A lot of the smaller ones are typically pretty scared of human. They're threatened by the humanoid races, so they tend to keep their distance.
Go on.
No, I was saying, so this is uncommon.
Is there anyone putting shuttering up nearby?
No. So they're not currently putting the shuttering up. There looks like there have been shutters put into place as like a defense against these.
Is there anybody nearby on the street?
You passed a couple of guards a little ways back, and yeah, I'll say there's probably a vendor across the way. He's got a little bit like of a stall and has a box that he's currently trying to pull open with a crowbar. Human man, a little bit gray hair on in years, trying to put out his stock kind of wearily before the dawn comes.
I want to inform him, one, that seems like big bugs are coming, probably should not waste time right now, and see if this has happened before in the past.
Okay. You go over towards him and you tell him that there are creatures nearby, and he kind of looks at you and he waves his hand and says, the gods will take care of it.
Okay, I've had a pretty shitty night. I'm not going to take crap from some vendor when I'm trying to save his life. So I want to slam my hand down on top of the crate he's trying to open and really get the point across that he should get inside.
Okay, make an intimidation check.
Dang. Samet, come slam your hand on this box and tell him to get inside. That's a 3.
Okay, you go over and you slam your hand on the box. The wood itself seems a little bit rotted, like it has probably been used and reused a few times and has been well tended to, and it just sort of splinters and snaps the loud breaking noise. And he looks at you and he looks down and you see the box of like potatoes or potato-like vegetables that are in there are just kind of smashed in with the wood. And he looks and he says, "Now why'd you do that? What's wrong with you? Guards! Guards!" And he begins to yell out. And as he does, you all of you see another shingle or a tile from the rooftop come smashing down, and then there's this droning in the air, and you watch as soaring over one of the nearby roofs you see a familiar creature, a flying kavar with 2 lobster-like claws and a mouth of gnashing teeth and pincers, comes gliding through the air above. And then from each of the rooftops, 2 other beasts appear. I'm just going to go ahead and put these on the map. Large, bulbous creatures with multiple spindly legs, mouthful of these razor teeth, and then which are oozing this acid-like substance. Both of them come crawling over the edges of the roofs, drawn by the noise. We're gonna go ahead and go into encounter mode. You never want to roll initiative.
I don't want to fight anything again.
This is why you don't help people. They're ungrateful.
I've told you this for years.
Dang, girl.
Looks like I got the worst with a 12.
Sorry, I didn't select my token.
It's fine. You can roll it again and edit it for your good roll.
I don't know how to do that.
You just roll it again and I'll edit it for you.
Down here. There we go.
Yeah, you should just be able to click on the number and edit it once it's on there. I don't see yours still.
Click on your token first and then do initiative.
I did. My little picture on the bottom?
Yeah. Did it not work?
Hold on.
There you go.
Okay. And I can go on there. Oh, yeah, okay. 26.
I'll roll for the...
Come on, Xander. Let me have 1.
Look, I rolled 26 and then I rolled 23 to get my token on the thing. There goes my 1 good attack roll. Now I'm just going to be rolling shit. I'm going to be missing because...
So, I know you're busy with initiative, Sean, but remind me, is the flying one the big one that was on the ship, or is this like one of the littler ones that was on the ship?
No, this was the big one that was on the ship.
It's the one that grappled me and tried crushing me.
They keep getting bigger. Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
That's probably
we should have guards coming.
They're probably more like that. Okay. Yeah, the guards were a couple blocks over. They may they may get there in time. Now they've been summoned. So it is top of the round. Is everybody's on there? Okay, yeah. Zari and Xander, you both rolled the same thing. Siblings. I'll let you guys decide. I'll let you guys decide who wants to go first.
Zari can go first.
Oh, thanks, brother. I am gonna go ahead. I'm gonna cast Bane on one of these boys.
You think Gotham is your ally?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So let me remember how to do this. They Do they make a save?
Looks like they make a will save.
Yes, they make a will save.
Okay.
DC
All right.
is 18.
Ooh. You guys are growing up. All right. Will save.
And if I can hit 2 of them, that'd be great. But if it's a 5-foot circle.
Okay. Which one were you going for?
One of the
did you
big ones.
Okay, I'll say you can get one of the big ones, and I'll say that the reef claw is
Sure.
in that group too. So which they both fail.
Cool. So Azari's eyes are let's see, what is this? It is a somatic and verbal. So Zari's gonna dip her finger into one of the vials that she just took and like write something in the air and kind of push it, and say something demonic sounding, and this red kind of envelops them.
Okay. And as they're both wreathed in this red, you see them kind of falter a bit. The reef claw hovering in the air kind of drops slightly. The big one seems like it's almost having a little bit of trouble holding itself up, both of them sort of weakened by this effect. So that was that 1 or 2 of your actions to cast that?
Oh, that's right. We have multiple actions. Ha ha
Yeah.
ha. That is 1 minute. Base level 1. Should say, right? Oh, it's 2 actions.
2 actions. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna move behind the group.
Okay. Interposing everyone else in front of you. Cool.
Obviously.
Xander.
Okay. I am going to draw my bow and attack the thing which grappled me initially on the ship, because I despise them. I
Okay.
have quick draw, so that only takes 1 action.
All right. Make your attack with that one.
So we will go wha-bam, 23.
That'll hit.
Is it a crit?
No.
Okay. So that's 5 piercing damage to it. I will Hunter's Mark that thing for future combat, and for my 3rd action, I will tell Crow to go and bite it.
Okay.
I so hope Crow don't die. 25.
Okay. 25 will also hit. Do your thing.
Is that a crit?
No.
6 piercing.
Yeah, I'll tell you if it's a crit. The 6 piercing damage. Ooh. Okay, so the 2 of you combo attack, arrow striking the reef claw, center of mass in the soft underbelly. As it spins through the air, Crow comes soaring up and then dive bombing on top of it, slashing across its back, drawing some more of this deep kind of viscous liquid out of it.
Can I just tell the vendor to hide? Not to run, just hide.
Okay, so you turn to the vendor and just yell at him to hide. I will see.
Yeah.
Given your previous intimidation check, I'll see how much he listens to you.
Oh, I was right.
You were right. Okay, it is going to be their turn now. So, go with the reef claw first. It is going to fly. Use one of its actions to fly down, retaliating against Xander firing. Actually, no. I'm sorry. Crow is next to it. It's going to attack Crow. Yeah, I can't justify why it wouldn't attack the flying
Because
bird
it's a
around
little
it.
thing that it can't see.
But he hurt him. He hurt him real good. And he can see him. Unless, does he have a thing that he
No,
won't
he's just in his blind spots. My argument.
Okay. No. He's going to make a melee strike against him. That is a 16.
Misses.
Okay. Yeah, so I think he'll follow up with a multi attack, and then he will move. So second claw, that's a 20.
That hits because we haven't made
Okay.
the armor for him yet.
Okay, that's 4 slashing. And I need Crow to make. Oh, I forgot about this part. It has to make a Fortitude save.
Can't need no shit. That's a nat 20.
Okay.
So for a 26.
You succeed. I believe there's no effect. Yeah. You succeed. He succeeds against it. The poison has no effect on Crow. However, Crow is currently grabbed by the Reef Claw. Who just uses his last action to sort of fly a bit away. All right. That will be its turn. The two Onkrevs are going to... they crawl down these legs sort of spearing into the rock as they crawl down the side of the building and towards the ground. One of them, I think, I'm going to justify that one of them is a little bit further away, has to use 2 of its actions to get close enough in. The other one moves close enough with 1 action to be able to get into range. The one that was furthest away, actually no, strike that. One uses 2 actions to move closest. The other one is going to stay at range and is going to make an attack by spitting acid at, we're going to say, Simon for that one. That's a 21 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. It's 11 points of acid damage.
Okay. I don't think I have any reason to be resistant to that.
Probably not.
Okay, -11. Okay.
And it's gonna make a second acid spit. Sorry, this was the one. I'm gonna say this is the one that's baned. Yeah, I forgot about that. So he has a -1 on that strike.
Okay, but that still would have been a 20.
20 to hit. Yeah.
No, I only have 17 AC.
Does Bane reduce damage, or is it just the?
Just the attack rolls.
Okay. All right. So makes a second attack. This one's going to be at That's a 27 with the Bane. Oh, sorry. I forgot to do multi-attack penalty.
I'm sure it hits. I have an AC of 11.
Yeah, I forgot to do. Okay, yeah. That's only 7 points of acid damage, though.
Ow!
Unless it's you have an AC of 11.
Uh-oh.
What's the multi-attack penalty? Is it -4?
-5.
-5, so it'd be -6. So 28 -6 is 22.
Shit.
So that is a crit. The crit damage I rolled was a lot more.
Oh, no.
That's 30 points of damage.
Sorry, goes down. I had 29. Ow!
All right. The other one moves into range and is going to make its first attack against Samek.
Okay.
With its claw. That's a natural 1. So it misses. Makes its second attack with the multi-attack penalty. That would be a 12. So I think that probably also misses you.
Yeah, it does.
All right. End of its turn. Anais.
I would love to hide
Okay.
somewhere nearby.
Okay. You have a few options. There's some debris in the street. There are some alleyways that you could duck back into. Just depends on how far off you're trying to. Are you trying to make some ranged attacks with your arrows?
Just because I have a bow, just enough to where maybe it won't see where I'm shooting from.
Okay. Yeah.
Perhaps
you can kind of
catch them flat-footed.
Yeah. You can use one of your actions to move, and then another one to hide. So make a stealth check for me.
Okay. I brought my own dice today. Because roll 20 keeps boning me. $26.
Okay, 26. That is far beyond, I think, what they have. Yeah. No. Okay, so you hide out of the way. I'll adjudicate that you're hidden. So you can use your last action to make an attack if you'd like.
Well, I have to draw my weapon, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
I do that.
You are hidden.
That's
Nothing
it.
will
I
attack you this next.
My bow.
All right. Samek.
Do what I do best? Go into a rage and swing for the fences.
Okay. Yeah, you got a big juicy one right in front of you.
He drops the gore bag to two-hand the bastard sword. Does a 10 hit?
That is not. It's actually a crit fail.
Cool.
I don't think that'll have any effect though.
I'll take a second one at a -5.
Okay.
Does a 12 hit?
Nope.
Cool.
Jeez. Bad rolls, guys. Samek, you tried 2 quick attacks against the creature in front of you, unable to connect though through the, slice through the thick carapace. All right, that's it for Samek then.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and interpose myself between this creature and the rest of the party. Just
okay.
I'm the big juicy target here.
Yeah, you're pretty good. You got that one pretty much locked in. So that one will not move past you. It will try to go through you. Simon.
Oh boy. Too many. All my stuff is like 2 action spells, so I can either stabilize Zari or basically use my last heal to get her back up. Which is probably the best thing to do right now. So I will do the 2 action version of heal, which means it has a range of 30 feet instead of touch. If I'm meeting a living creature, it heals additional hit points. Because we had our conversation about heightened spells, that means she's going to get 2d10 plus 16 healing, which is going to be a lot, but
that's a lot. Yeah.
I'm also out of magical healing after this, and I'm pretty sure I've done my battle medicine on everyone today. So can't do that anymore. So you get 29 health.
It's right back up. Zari, as you, what's this healing look like from Simon?
I think Simon is kind of just looking around, looking at these big creatures that are, I don't know how many multiple times bigger than him coming, seeing we've still got a civilian on the battlefield, Zari's down, just like, probably takes the flask that he gave to Zari earlier, takes a little bit of a shot of it, and then just, I guess, like the fire breathing thing they do, except there's no fire and it just kind of goes in her general direction, but then like from it, magical
he just
energy
spits on me.
It's a spray, but the magical energy comes out of the alcohol and like goes down and wafts over you.
Okay.
And it's like, well, fuck me, I guess we should have gone to bed instead of heading out, but get back up and squash some bugs. And then for my last action, I think I will move and try and get behind maybe the merchant's stall.
Okay.
I don't have enough actions to hide or anything, but at least moving out of the way.
All right. Okay. Yeah, you move behind the merchant's stall. That ends Simon's turn. I'll say the merchant is going to go at the bottom of the round, and he just books it down the road, just starts running as fast as he can, yelling for the guards at the top of his lungs. All right, Zari.
Okie dokie. Zari like bolts up. I am going to. She's going to. She's gonna take some of that blood from the vial again. And she's going to make a symbol on her arm, and whisper into it, and then blow it, and the red goes across her hand and towards 2 of the creatures.
Okay.
It's a 10-foot burst, and she's gonna cast Sound Burst.
Ooh, yeah.
They need to make a Fortitude saving throw, please.
All right.
What creatures?
As many as I can get
Yeah, I'd say
without hitting Crow.
Yeah, the Reef Claw's still in the air. The 2 Encreves are creeping up on you, so you can probably get the one that's right in front of Samek and the one that's still clinging to the wall directly behind it.
Cool.
Fortitude saves. I rolled a 24 and a 26.
Okay, so they succeed. They take half damage.
Okay.
So they'll take 4 sonic damage.
Okay.
Nobody else hears anything, but these creatures continued, like they kind of get pushed back a little bit. There's like a wind on them, and they look like they're hearing something very loud.
Okay. Yeah, I think the one on the wall sort of almost loses its footing a bit, and it kind of crashes like a couple feet down and braces itself with its other claw. You just see them 2 kind of like pulling in to each other as the sound is just racking through their insect bodies.
Right. I do have a question. It says its duration is 5 minutes. Does that mean it just they have to keep making the saving throw?
The creature takes full damage to its duration.
I'm sorry. It's only supposed to be one of them. It's one creature.
Oh, one creature.
Yeah.
So the one on the wall.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that one. Duration 5 minutes. I guess it's something where they just keep making like it's.
I'll look into it.
Yeah, look into it, because if that is the case, if it's a duration spell, then I guess they'll just keep making the save each time as long as he's in that like radius. Would be what I would assume.
Right, and then I'm gonna move behind something now, please.
Okay, yeah. And you move and you duck. I'd say you're not technically hidden. The creature saw where you went, but you duck into the alleyway across from where Anais is currently hidden. So they'll have to pursue you to get another range shot off. I'm assuming because you're not maintaining the Bane anymore. I don't know if you lost it when you went unconscious, but if you're not using an act.
Yeah, I assume I did.
Yeah. But either way, if you're not using an action to maintain it,
right,
that'll be gone.
Okay.
All right. Xander, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm going to use my hunted shot action on the thing which I got the little hunter's mark on, which means I can make 2 quick shots and then combine the damage before any resistances.
Okay.
And because I got Hunter's Edge Flurry, my attack penalty is -3 instead of -5 for my second attack.
Okay. So make your 2 attacks. Against the Reef Claw, I'm assuming?
Yeah. I'm hating life so much. That is a 12 and a 7.
Those both miss.
Can Crow attack while grappled?
I think so. I think he's just flat-footed while he's grappled. I wouldn't know though because I can't pull it up in the book. Ah, there we go. When grabbed, not grappled. Yeah, flat-footed and immobilized. So with flat-footed, I think he has just a penalty to AC. So yeah, he can attack normally.
Okay, well I will get him to try and bite this dude again.
Okay.
That is a 10. My god.
That's also a miss. Jeez.
Okay, I've got one more action. And let's just go for it.
So the okay, no, I understand what you're doing. Yeah.
We'll just do a third attack. So
Okay, so
that is a negative -5 because it's my hunted prey.
yeah.
Okay. And that's 21.
21 will hit.
Oh, thank God. And that is 6 piercing damage.
It's still up,
It's just
Uh,
another thing had to hit it.
but just barely. It
I
has
picture
the
Xander's still just standing right in the middle of the street, just focused on one thing only. I didn't see his sister go down. Well, that would have been a tough. Thank God she's up, because that would have been tough because I don't like her and my bird's trapped. But it is my sister.
All right. So that's it for Xander's turn. It is the Reef Claw's turn now. It has its prey in hand. Yeah, I think what it does is it is very badly hurt. I think it begins to retreat. I don't think it's dropping Crow though.
I know you want Crow dead.
I don't. I really don't. But it's going to use its 2 of its actions to move. I think it's going to make one more kind of grab as like trying to crush Crow in its hand. It doesn't have a negative anymore because there's no Bane. So that is a 21.
Yeah, even not flat-footed, he only has an AC at 18.
Okay, that's 3 slashing damage.
Still good.
All right. You are losing sight of the Reef Claw, though. It is kind of moving over the rooftops, trying to get away. The 2 Onkrivs, one still on the wall, currently being assaulted by this barrage of sound. The other one in front of Samek. I think the one in front of Samek is going to make its attacks first. First mandible attack is a 27.
That's a hit.
For 10 piercing. Second one with the multi-attack penalty is a 22.
Hit.
Or sorry, 23. For 12 piercing.
Okay.
Wow, I did neglect one thing. Strike. If the strike hits, target's armor takes the damage, and the acid damage bypasses the armor's hardness. Okay, there's an element to that I was missing, but I'm not gonna deal with that right now. I think it's gonna make a third attack at the full. What is that? A 9? No. What's the third attack penalty?
It's 10.
10 minus 10. Minus 10, that's a 20.
That's a miss.
Okay. Misses you on the third attack. All right. So just 3 quick chomp, chomp, chomp right on the Samek who's standing in the way. But you hold strong. The other one is going to... Can't see Anais. Simon's on the ground. Can't see Zari. I guess it makes an acid spit. Gonna make some acid rain attacks at Simon.
Over behind the cart, and like I know I'm not hitting or getting
Yeah.
cover, but
I think, yeah, because I don't think you're behind. That is a good question. Maybe attack Xander.
I was gonna say I am standing in front of the
Yeah,
cart.
you are
shooting
standing in
at-
front of the cart. Yeah, I think it's Xander then, based on your positioning. That's a good point. It's a 26 on the first attack
Yep.
for 12 acid.
Alright.
Second attack is a 12.
Misses.
And then it's going to use its third to move towards you, Xander.
Fine.
All right. Anais, it is your turn. Hidden in the alleyway, like the knight.
Yes. I'd like to knock an arrow and try to take a shot at. Can I see the one that's advancing on Xander?
Yeah, they're
There I
not
am.
hard to see. It's a
Great.
big, flat, open courtyard.
I'm gonna take a shot at that one. It's a really high number.
Okay. And it is flat-footed, so because you're
Sneak
hidden.
attack.
How high is the number, though?
It's a 27.
Okay, not a crit.
Dang it. Still sneak attack. That is a 9.
9 damage. Okay. Oh wait, yeah, that's the right one. All right, 9 points of damage to that one. With your sneak attack. Anything else? You make a second attack, or?
If I shoot it again, am I no longer hidden now, I guess?
No, I'd say you could make the 2 attacks before you are.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to shoot it again with the -5. Well, that's not good. It's like a 12.
12. No, that'll miss.
Can I hide again?
Yeah, you can make another stealth check.
27.
Okay. You
The
duck
one
into
thing.
the alleyway.
Can do one thing. It's that thing.
Skyrim, this dude popped out, shot it with 2 arrows. What was that?
Where did that come from?
Must have been the wind.
Samek, it is your turn.
I only know how to do like 2 things, so
Yeah, do it.
Hey,
I'm
same.
I'm blowing a hero point on that to reroll it. Fuck it.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be good. Jeez, these rolls, guys.
16,
Misses.
taking a -5 for a second hit. 21 minus
Hits.
5.
Oh, -5.
-5. Math.
Misses. That's another 16. Yeah.
Oh, god damn it. I'm gonna use another action to pull out the other bastard sword. Just
Okay.
like 2-hand them. Oh, dual wield now.
All right. Simon, it is your turn.
Yeah. How close are the 2 slug things to each other? Could I get them in a 10-foot burst?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so at least my version of sound burst, because I also have that prepared, does seem to just be a 10-foot burst. So they're
Hit
both
me.
going to need to make fortitude saves
Okay. 2 fortitude
against
saves.
19. There we go. Why'd that take so long?
One rolls a 25.
So a success.
The other one rolls a crit success 32.
Well, so I guess that one takes nothing, but then the other one takes half of 13.
Okay. We'll do 6 to that one. All right.
And then I guess for my last action, I will attempt to take cover behind the cart.
All right. Yeah. Go ahead and. No, you take cover is different than hide. You are just ducking
Yeah.
back into it.
It knows where I am, but it will hopefully not get me as easily.
Okay. Sorry.
Oh, I guess for my sound burst, it's the sound of like a tavern drinking song, but way off key and turned up to 11.
Okay. Sorry. What do you got?
You're muted.
I hit the button. I thought I hit the button. Yeah. So my sound burst, it just in the thing. If there's nothing there, it says
Defaults.
5. Yeah, it defaults to
Okay.
5. So I am going to I'm gonna do it again.
Okay.
No, actually, there's one of them is flying away with my brother's stuff, right? My brother's baby.
Yeah. The one in the air is currently moving away from y'all.
Oh. How far away is it?
I can't. What's the range in your spell?
Just double check and make sure that it's correct because it seems to be varies. Okay, that's helpful. Let's see, depending on how many actions.
Is this
Okay.
harm?
Yeah, range of 30 feet.
Range of 30 feet. I'm gonna say it's outside of 30.
Okay.
Um.
Is see if I have something that can reach it. I don't think I do.
I'll say if you want to use an action to move out of the alleyway, you could get it within 30 feet of you.
Okay, why don't I do that?
Okay.
So I'm using 2 actions to cast harm. And then I'll use a focus point to make it more powerful.
Okay.
So it needs to make a fortitude saving throw.
All right. Fortitude save from the Reef Claw to 17.
Okay, it does not make it save. Target is on. He takes let's see, 6 damage.
Okay. That's enough to kill it.
Wow.
Yeah, it was very low. You reach out with this harm spell. Any flavor on that, or
I think she walks out next to her brother, and takes the blood that's already on her arm, smears it, and then her eyes go black, and she says something quietly to herself and kind of just crushes her hand together, and
okay.
he falls.
Yeah, and the creature kind of contorts in air for a moment, and you hear this cracking noise, and then the Reef Claw falls out of the air, releasing its hold on Crow. Falls a little. You see, Xander, since you've been locked on to what's going on, you see the Reef Claw fall. You see Crow pull himself free, hovering in the air, flying. And the Reef Claw is dead, collapses or crashes into a roof, and then skids down and falls into the city street. Zari is at the end of your turn.
That's all my actions.
All right, Xander.
Okay, this thing was spat at me. How far away from me is it?
Not far, maybe like 20 feet.
20 feet. Okay. I'm gonna move my hunter's mark to that thing.
Okay.
I'm going to instruct Crow to come and mess it up. So Crow, I found out he gets 2 actions. So one of them he'll be able to fly. He has 60 feet of movement.
Okay.
So I'll have him fly over and try and bite this thing.
Okay.
Crow's a boss. That's a 10.
10 misses.
Does Crow get a hero point?
No, I don't think Crow gets a hero point.
And
Reach that
then
point yet.
I think it's too close for me to use my longbow, to be honest. I'm just trying to find out what the range of my longbow is. Is there such thing as too close of a range?
I don't know. I don't know in this game. Just going to use it. We'll look it up later. We'll say it's good.
Okay, and then I will just do the whatchamacallit feat where I can attack it twice.
Okay.
Because it's Hunter's Mark. So first one, 27.
That'll hit.
Second one, 18.
That'll miss.
Okay, so I hit it once. For 2 damage.
Okay.
Top that.
All right, 2 points of damage to that creature as it's barreling towards you like a freight train. All right, is that it for you?
That is it.
Okay. Reef Claw is deceased. Just do that. And 2 Oncrevs are going to take their turn. So the one that is was moving towards Xander, I think, fills in the gap and uses its movement to come up on you, and it's going to make an attack with its mandibles.
Are attack of opportunities a thing in this game?
Unless you're a fighter or a berserker with it, or barbarian with it.
Yeah, you
Okay,
have to.
so no.
So 27 to hit on the first one.
Yep. Crow's a
And-
lover, not a fighter, so you don't have it.
18 on the second one.
Misses on the second.
Okay, 12 points of piercing damage.
That's cool.
And the other one was with Samek, is gonna rinse and repeat. Same thing there. 17,
Misses.
13.
Hmm.
Is it -9 on the last one? Or -10?
I think it's minus 10 on the last one, yeah.
22.
Fuck.
I rolled very high.
That
on the
actually
last attack.
hits.
That's 11 points of piercing. Yeah, I rolled a 32 on the last one,
Oh, thank God.
and that's it's still not a crit. Okay. That will end that one. Yeah, just still chomping away. And ace.
Oh man. I'm gonna have to come out of this alley, I think. Can
Yeah, your party's
I
looking kind of rough.
creep up on one of them? Will it see me?
If you come out of the alleyway, it probably will. But you could get flat-footed if you move into the one that, well, either of them. If you get into melee with them, you could
Okay.
get behind them.
That sounds great. Follow-up question. Is it an action to put a weapon away and another action to take a different one out?
I don't know, but I don't like it if it is.
Dropping a
if-
weapon is a free.
Is a free. Okay.
Just
Then
throw
yes,
my
you
bow
could-
on the ground.
You could just use an action to pull out your dagger.
Don't even like it that much. I have short swords,
Okay.
which I would like to be using
Okay.
now.
So you'll have to use one action to move in, and then you can draw with another.
That's fine. Is the one that's eating Samek? Is it the one that looks bad? What's happening?
No, that one hasn't been touched yet.
God, I guess I'm gonna
That
go
one
over
just
there.
Nomming away at a barbarian
concerned.
without a care in the world.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna draw my bow. I'll get it later, and then I'm gonna take out my short swords, and I'll run over, and I'm gonna try to stab it with a short sword.
Okay.
The one that's munching on Samek.
Okay. It's flat-footed, so it'll take a penalty to its AC.
Yes. 28.
That'll be a crit hit.
doubles your. Well, you roll twice your dice, I think.
Yeah.
Double
I
but
think
he's-
really-
Is this one? Oh no, it's my bow that's deadly. Never mind. Do I
Yeah.
double my sneak attack too?
Is that a die you roll, or is that
Yes.
just
It's another.
Okay,
D6.
then yeah, I'll say yes.
Hell yes. Love it, love it, love it. That's 16.
Alrighty. We're getting somewhere,
That's the
guys.
most damage I've ever done.
16 points of damage as you come running up behind that one, kind of skidding behind it, and then you just stab it in the butt with your short sword. And it kind of pulls in on itself and begins to sort of spin around between you and Samek, having a hard time. Which Samek, you'll also get flat-footed.
Yeah.
So, which is Samek's turn. Take advantage of that.
Oh wait, hold up. That's not the right damage dice. Who told you you could do that? There you go. Right. First attack is a 21 on it
Hits.
for 14 damage.
God, when you hit, it hits hard. Jeez.
I've got 2 more, so here we go.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm a good luck charm.
Yeah. -5. No.
Yeah, 10 will miss.
Do I go for the -10? No, because then at most I'm getting a 17. Is there like a defense option I can take?
That's a good question. What are the
Action. No, that's in the thing. The
You
handout
had a
we got.
shield. You could put up a shield.
I guess not.
I
There's
don't know
like
if swords can provide shield bonus.
a
My
really
body is a
thin
shield.
Is that a John Mayer song?
A really thin shield, or my body's a shield.
Body's a shield. Okay, yeah, you take yeah, I mean you can try for the third one. I don't think there's a defend action that I'm
You can
So,
take
like a
cover.
dodge
That's
action.
kind of it.
No,
Yeah.
I gotta be in the way. So I'll plant myself in the middle of all this crap.
all right. Ending Samek's turn. Simon.
Okay, I don't think I can kill either one of them outright, so I will. Let's see. Xander's looking worse and is still more or less soloing that one, though Zari's next to him now. So I'm gonna do my hangover cantrip on that one. As I cast Daze on it, because I don't know, because I'm taking cover, I don't know if I need to get out of cover to be able to see it and zap it, or how that works exactly.
Yeah, I think you'd have to no. Because you just have to see it. You're not like there's no projectile or anything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
just-
I'd say you could see it. You're behind a rickety cart.
Mhm.
It's got gaps in it. You can see through it.
Yeah. Okay, so let me just roll this. It needs to make a will save. It just takes 4 mental damage, I guess, unless it crit fails.
You said the one with Xander, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I went ahead and deducted the 4, but we'll see if it crit fails. Will.
Yep.
It's a 23.
So it succeeds, so it doesn't get stunned as well.
Okay.
And before I forget, because I've been meaning to ask this since combat started, I have the focus. I have focus spells, and to refocus, it's like do 10 minutes doing cleric things, and it even suggests healing your allies. Could I have gotten that back when I was patching people up earlier?
Sure.
Okay. Not sure if I'll get around to overstuffing one of these guys, but good to know it's an option.
Okay.
Hey
But-
DM, while we're here asking questions, for abilities that count for once a day, have they refreshed, or we need the long rest for that?
That's a good question. Because they don't specify that you get those back on a long rest. It's just you get them once
a
per
day. Yeah.
So yeah, I'll give those a refresh. Unless I read otherwise next session. But for
Great.
now, I'm cool with that.
Okay. And then I think for my last action, I will go ahead and attempt to hide behind this cart. So maybe the slugs have forgotten that I'm here now.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't think they have any concept of magic and that you're doing stuff from behind it.
Yeah. So I guess
that's
I will roll stealth.
Yeah,
That's
roll stealth check.
19 with only a
Okay.
+2.
Okay. That might help. Let's all right, you're hidden behind there. Zari.
At me, I am going to cast guidance on my brother. So it is just a word, and it is. I think she's just gonna say, "Go get him, Tiger." And then she is going to try to harm this creature again.
Do it.
Needs to make a fortitude save, please.
This is the one that's attacking Xander.
Yeah.
Okay. Fortitude save. It's a 28.
It makes it. Let's see. Which, right? Let me double check. So it succeeds. So it doesn't do anything.
Oh, it just doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't say otherwise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then yeah, that's probably the case.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it resists its bulky form, absorbing the magical energies. It doesn't exactly have the effect that you expect it to. You're used to dealing with creatures that have blood and bones. Okay. Is that it for you?
Yep.
Xander.
Okie dokie. I am going to do something which I always forget Crow can do, and I'm going to tell him to do his support benefit. So he pecks at my foe's eyes, which just means until the start of my next turn, any strikes that damage a creature that my bird's harassing takes 1d4 persistent bleed damage, and the target is dazzled until it removes the bleed damage.
Okay.
Which means everything's concealed from it while it's bleeding in its eyeballs. And so I will drop my bow because I'm right next to it, and I'll pull out my rapier and I will stab at it.
Okay. Make your attack.
That is a 16. I forget what my sister did to me.
+1.
That is a 17. I'm going to use my hero point.
Okay.
Because I want to hit this thing.
And it's dazzled right now.
No, if I hit it, it gets the persistent bleed, which it takes 1d4 at the end of its turn.
Okay, that's what I was checking. Okay, go to make your re-roll that.
This game sucks so much. It makes it a 13.
Yeah, that'll miss, unfortunately.
Okay, and I'll use my last action to try and attack it again. This one is the Hunter's Marked one, so it's only a -3.
Okay.
So -3 makes it 24. I hit it.
That will hit.
3 piercing. It has persistent bleeding.
Consistently, I know the chat can't see this, but consistently, what is the most heartbreaking about this game is that it rolls the critical damage separately every time, and seeing you guys roll these terrible damage rolls and these amazing critical damage rolls has been so hard to watch. Okay.
I turned
takes
mine
how much persistent bleed damage?
Well, the bleed damage is done at the end of its turn, so it is also dazzled until it removes the bleeding.
Okay.
So
what's the length on the bleeding damage?
The length is until it removes it, which you can do a flat DC 15. Roll a DC 15 flat check to see if you recover from persistent damage.
Okay.
So it's just, if it doesn't roll higher than a 15 on a D20, it gonna bleed forever. And dazzle is your eyes are overstimulated. If vision is your only precise sense, all creatures and objects are concealed from you. So please only rely on your eyes and not see me, even though I did just stab you.
All right. That will be the end of Xander's turn, which will put it to their turn then. I gotta check one thing with their. Okay. So here's the thing I have to mitigate here is that they do have tremor sense. So I don't know how much the not being able to see is going to affect them.
Do they have to
in
be
this
on the
case.
ground for that?
The creature, yeah. I think the creature that they are sensing, yeah, has to be on the ground, which Xander is. Crow is not. So I don't think he has any idea where Crow is at this point. Pretty good idea where Xander is.
Now Xander's ability to jump 30 feet from standing still is going to come in handy.
Yeah, just leap in the air. Be in the air on the start of every one of its turns. Okay, so
In my defense, looking up tremor sense, it allows the creature to feel the vibration of a solid surface caused by movement. If I just stand perfectly still, I've seen the movie Tremors, okay? And if you stand still, they can't tell where you are.
Perhaps. So here's what I'll do. I'm still going to give it a negative to its attacks because that just seems the better way to do this, mitigate this. So we're going to do attacks against Samick. One attack against Samick, one attack against Anais. It's going for the two of you. Samick, that's a 29 to hit.
No, that totally, yeah.
6 piercing. Anais, that's a 10 to hit.
No.
Just up and down like a roller coaster. Okay, that is. Oof. Yeah, no, that's. It makes one more attack with the full disadvantage against. Say Annie's again. It's an 18.
That misses.
All right, so misses on all three. Xander.
Bring it. This
It's
is like
gonna do
all combat.
Yeah, it can't see. So okay, it's gonna make one bite attack against you.
Please, child.
That's I'm gonna give it a conditional penalty of -2 on that. But that's still 24 to hit.
Yeah,
That's 12 piercing damage.
I'm down.
Yeah, and I think it's just gonna add a little bit of insult to injury on this one. It's going to, for good measure, do an acid spray, a 30-foot cone, which will cover you and the cart and Simon.
Well, technically, it can't see that I'm down. It felt me.
Yeah.
Do you have cover?
You do.
That poor vendor's potatoes. You must protect.
So it's
just keep
going to
frying them.
be a reflex save.
I think I just automatically fail that, don't I?
You do fail. I don't know about Simon because you do have cover because you're behind it. So I don't know if it's necessarily going to hit you. I
do a search on cover.
Yeah, I mean, it just rationally, I think it hits the cart. I think the cart's going to be gone because it takes.
Okay, hold on. Standard cover gives you +2 circumstance bonus to AC to reflex saves against area effects. And if you take cover, if you use the take cover basic action, it increases it to +4.
+4. Okay, so
I
yeah,
guess
let's do.
Some of it will still dribble on me, but
Yeah,
I guess.
reflex save +4.
And of course, this is my worst save. Okay, so that's a 21.
That is a success.
Okay.
So that will be, there's no effect on a success, so I think you just succeed.
Okay.
Xander and the cart are both going to take 13 points of acid damage and 1d6 persistent acid damage.
So what's that mean when I'm down?
I think it ticks up your dying track.
Yeah, so you go up to dying 1, dying 2.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to Google what dying is.
Yeah.
It seems to make sense.
Just Google what dying. Okay, but it does take, roll a d4 for me because it's going to take that persistent bleed damage.
Yeah, that's right. You're going to bleed. 2 bleed damage.
Okay. End of its turn, and ace.
Boy, I guess I'm gonna attack. They're a big mean bug.
Do
Boy,
it.
boy, I really
Stab
don't.
it.
Want to stop die. 25.
Uh,
To hit.
yeah. Yeah, that hits.
Great. That's 13
Okay.
damage.
Point damage. That one's dead.
Having such a day.
You stab it in the butt again. And I think you actually kind of run like through, run it like along the sides, like kind of like shucking an oyster, just along like kind of the pieces of its carapace where they come together. And as you do, it just sort of falls open, and its guts spill across the ground.
Gross.
Still one more alive, and you've got 2 actions.
Yeah, I guess that's where I'm going. To save Xander.
Okay. You want to make attack against the last one?
Yeah. What is it, -5?
Yeah, be -5.
Well, I rolled a natural 20. I don't know what that means.
Oh,
Plus.
it's an yeah,
-4, 24.
yeah.
So that's a crit.
Yeah, it is.
So do I just get? I
You
don't
double
get
the
sneak attack,
damage. Yeah,
but I don't get sneak attack.
you don't get sneak attack. No.
Oh my gosh! Throw my dice everywhere. Okay, just the 2.
If Xander is down, I'm not going to give you flanking on that.
That's
With Crow.
Well, it is. No, it is. Yeah, you get sneak attack. Yes. Yeah, because it is blinded, and
I'm right there too.
you are. Yeah,
I cannot keep
And
track
Crow.
of who's where.
lots of people.
14. 19.
19 points of damage. All right, that one's dead too. Do you have any flavor for this one?
I'm back,
Maybe
baby.
double kill?
I guess I just because I have 2 short swords now, which is great. So I just pull the short sword out of the dead one, and just I think probably like guts and stuff, just like spreading out across the ground. Just go like skidding into it, and just kind of like drive the swords up into whatever hole is there, in between the shells, and then just like rip them out. Guts everywhere. On everyone. Except for me.
And as Xander
It
lies
looks
there,
cool, and then you get hit in the face with nasty.
yeah,
Gurgling guts as they slide into his face as he's passed down on the ground.
dissolving from the acid. Yeah, and the carnage fills the alleyway. No further threats. So everything kind of goes quiet once again. You hear the man running down the street in the opposite direction. You're like, guards, guards.
Simon.
Yep, I stabilize Xander, and then I can tend to his wounds once we get him out of a pool of acid.
You do that, being to drag Xander to safety. We are going to go and take a break because we're overdue for that. So we will be back, everyone, in a few minutes. Stay tuned to see how the session concludes. And welcome back, Internet. Thanks for hanging out with us on our break. Let's jump back into it. You guys have just defeated the Kavar that ambushed you on your way to turn in the Harpy Head to Istus. It was a rough battle. Most of you are up. Xander is very badly off, but alive.
Stabilized.
Stabilized.
Alright, let me fix up your brother and then I'm going to need to check you over because you went down. You are covered in acid, or the remnants of acid.
Clothes are just completely ruined. Not that they weren't ruined before, but you know.
I mean, that has ruined the chic on you, but let me tend to your brother.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to do the basic medicine check. Not going to try for the DC 20 because I want to get him some hit points and back on his feet. Good thing I did.
Right.
That's 16. So you are going to get 2d8 healing, and that was almost max. You get 15 and you lose the wounded condition. And this is the way I'm doing it now. I'm doing the way this normally happens in 10 minutes in intervals, so there can be a lot of conversation happening through all of this. Once I get Xander awake and some of his blood flowing again, I will also treat wounds on Zari to heal and get rid of that condition. I'm just going down the line because Samek needs healing too.
Yeah, once so during this time you can go in and do the rolls and the checks and stuff you need to in the chat. But while this is happening, because this takes 20 or 30 minutes, you hear the sounds of heavy footfalls approaching as the spider guards reach this courtyard, and behind them, kind of huddling and unsure, is the vendor that you had assaulted previously. You don't hear my narration.
Since everyone else is getting healed, I think Annie's is just like, I'll handle them.
Well, so as you begin to make your way towards them, the guards begin to approach, and the vendor says, "That's the one right there. That's the one who punched a freaking hole in my potatoes." And there's he looks angry and ready to spit bile. And as the guards are beginning to approach you and they're looking over the bodies, you hear more footfalls as another set of guards comes from around the corner, and they turn and lock eyes with each other. And the guards that had just approached say, "More of them, just a few blocks that way. Come on, let's go." And the guards begin to move off, and the two that were approaching you stop and look at the vendor and say, "We'll have to deal with this another time." And they go jogging off after them, leaving the vendor dumbfounded and frustrated as he looks over his dissolving cart.
Perhaps you should have listened.
He just ignores your comments and just like looking there over his livelihood on his knees, dumbfounded and cursing the day he moved to this godforsaken city.
True.
Grand total of healing, Xander got 15, Zari gets 12, Samek got 16, and I got nothing for myself.
Aw.
There's not a good enough mirror for anyone to hold up as I'm trying to stitch myself up. At least I didn't crit fail and hurt myself.
Yeah.
Simon, if you've anything left, I think the old man could use a drink.
Yes, I always have more alcohol, so I'll reach in and hand him a flask at random.
Yeah, he just takes it really not even really looking, and then just knocks back half the amount and hands it back to you, just still staring at the dissolving potatoes on the ground.
Zari will roll her eyes and give him 2 gold.
he can leave this whole city now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he takes it and he looks up at you and says, and he just runs off.
Is there a wheel that's workable that's left on this car?
It wasn't a cart, it was a
Oh,
stand. Yeah.
man, I wish it was a car. I need a working wheel.
I'm not one to run from a fight, but we're all looking a little fucked up right now. We should probably head in.
Yes, we may want to reconsider rest up before going to the spiders, because if something goes wrong there, we are fucked.
Sure.
I'll leave you with one bit of context. So you guys are at the second to lowest level of the city, almost the lowest level. You hearing the sounds of the guards and some of the panicking, you look up the spire, up towards like where the ship would be or is, and you can see as the sun is coming up and it's illuminating the city a bit more. You see a lot more creatures like similar to that, crawling along the spire over rooftops, and you hear guards yelling. It looks like the city is being swarmed.
Is this normal for this place? I mean, I know there's creatures here, but it seems a bit excessive.
I doubt it. But I think maybe we should deal with this now. If anything, if something does go wrong, a lot of their guards are tied up in all this. And then we can leave.
I'm alright with this.
Enough, just be careful and not able to heal any of you magically until I get a good long breather.
I'm sure Zari will be exceptionally nice.
Of course. Always nice.
And I'll be exceptionally quiet.
Wonderful. Well, lead the way.
Xana's going to look at Samick and ask if he thinks this is what the harpy meant by there's greater things at play here. She did say something bad was going to happen.
Probably, but honestly, once we're done here, we can hop on the ship and get the fuck out of Dodge, as they say.
Slowly rise to my feet.
All right.
We're even, by the way. I say, looking at Xander.
I don't know what you mean, but I'm pretty certain I've saved your life twice to your one.
I'll hold out a fist for Anais. She slayed two things.
Thank you.
I'll pick up my bow.
Fist bump it back.
All right. So you head down the steps, quickly heading to the down that 200 feet of street to the stairs leading to the to Law's grave and the estate of Istis and the spiders. As you approach the large manor house, you notice things looking a bit different than it did last time. One of the gates is, they have these tall wrought iron fencing that spiked wrought iron fencing that surrounded the estate house. On one side is completely like been pushed over, like bent and warped inwards, and you see 3 of those onkegs, the creatures that attacked you just a moment ago, dead across the lawn, their guts kind of strewn everywhere. And on the other side of the estate, you see some more damage and some more bodies. There are a couple of the spiders that are currently tending to the guard post, keeping an eye out. But you see signs of a battle here, and a number of drow bodies that have been stacked up or laid out outside.
Before we
Well.
get too close, I'm gonna separate.
Okay, so you're gonna sneak off.
Go sneak around past
right.
my nemesis, that iron gate, which now
Make
lies
a-
dead.
Yeah, you don't have to deal with the the iron fence. Go ahead and make me a stealth check, which will apply to your escapades here.
25.
25, okay. And you begin to sneak off towards the building, taking advantage of the chaos and the confusion here. The rest of you approach the gate together. And you see Manos, the drow you've been working with previously, the one that you charmed before, is at the gate. He has a bandaged up right arm and is talking to Ellie, who's also standing watch with him. And they see you approaching, and Mano says, fuck this again. You're back.
Of course, we said we would be.
Right. There's a lot going on right now. I don't really have time to deal with any questions currently.
No, we're
so
done. You're
You're
taking
done.
care of it.
With and he looks at Sarah holding up the sack. It's like this red stain seeping through at the bottom. He says, "Open it up. Show it to me."
Opens it up, lets him
Looks
peek
in.
under.
Kind of grimaces. Ooh.
That is the head of a harpy.
Turns to Ellie. Go inside. Tell her now. And Ellie goes jogging off towards the building and says, "All right. I'll take you to Siestos then."
Thank you.
That was very quick.
We are
Very
very
quick.
efficient.
I'd say so. Just keep your head low. I don't know if more of those things will be back, so...
We killed a few
Please tell-
more of them, so hopefully they're cleared out of this area.
Right. Hopefully. And kind of curses a bit and mutters something. Do any of you understand? I assume none of you speak Drow.
No.
Okay. Says a few things in Drow under his breath and begins to lead you towards the building. And he takes you inside. You see the same interior. Anais, I'm going to kind of describe this in tandem for you as you're sneaking in one of the back windows.
Go on.
You've been in this house before. I assume you're heading for the same place that you were previously. You all notice that it is emptier inside than it was the last time you were here. Most of the guards and the drow the spiders that were posted here beforehand are dead or injured. There are a couple of guards, soldiers, members that are being tended to medically in one of the off rooms, like a larger room that's everything's been kind of cleared away, and there are a few cots that have been pulled out to allow them to rest on. One of the drows currently tending to them. There's plenty of commotion and chaos for Anais for you to sneak past. You don't gather many people are keeping watch inside right now. You all the rest of you head up the stairs, and they don't take your weapons this time. Don't gather they have the manpower to tend to them, and they probably prefer you armed at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And lead you up to the second floor and the study that Istus resides in. He knocks the door, and Ellie opens it up and ushers you inside. She leaves, and Manos enters with you, leaving just the four of you, Manos and Istus, sitting on the other side of the room across her desk. And she has any books and papers that she had were kind of been pushed to the side, and there's just a map of the city right now currently pinned to her desk or stabbed to her desk with a couple of daggers. And she's looking it over and looking at all of you for a moment, not really kind of comprehending what's happening. She looks to be kind of focusing on other things, and finally kind of snaps back to her and she goes, "Oh, right. Right. The deal with the bugbears. Ellie was telling me, Carlos de Menos, you've completed the job."
Of course.
And she looks at the sack that you're holding. The head of their leader, I assume.
Yes, it was a harpy.
Happy. Happy end up in Lord Prodatus.
Seems to be there's a lot of things that are going odd here.
Right. But that's not your concern. I'll give your payment and you can get on your ship and get out of here, and you don't have to deal with this again. I'm sorry, more pressing matters to deal with.
That's quite all right. I understand. There is a attack on the city, it seems.
Yes, an attack on the city. We'll tend to it. Nothing we haven't dealt with before.
Could it be that there is something that is drawing these creatures here or sending them?
No, I can't think of anything in particular.
There's no great power here that might be attracting creatures such as this?
No. It's a simple city with people tending to simple matters.
And yet there are ships that come in that might have something powerful aboard.
Perhaps. I'll have my guards search the ships and see if there's anything illicit aboard that might draw such unwanted attention. That's a good idea.
Thank you.
She says.
Is there
off
anything that counts as an insight check in this game?
There's sense motive, but I don't know what skill that procs off of. It's page 471.
Because I don't trust her.
Yeah, I think there's probably something for that. I gotta pull up your guys. I think sense motive is a like a perception or a wisdom check. If anyone has it up.
The Archives of Nephis one seems to take it from the game master
Single
guide.
Oh, there we go. Okay,
Perception
yeah.
check.
Choose one creature and assess it for odd body language, signs of nervousness. Yeah. The GM attests a single secret perception check for you and compares the result to the deception DC of the creature. DC of a spell affecting the creature's mental state. So that has me do it like
Below
it
board.
has
That's below board.
below board, yeah. So I will roll a d20 for you then.
I have a plus
doing it?
8 to my perceive.
Perception. Okay. Thank you for letting me know. That not a d8, d20.
Picked up a thing at level up that gives me a bonus to sense motive, but only if they're enchanted or possessed, which I don't think is going to be the case here.
I rolled a
Putting it
natural
out
20.
there. Woo!
I'm perceptive boy.
Yeah.
So I would keep it secret, but like I don't. It's a critical success. So you
Which
determine the
is-
creature's true intentions and get a solid idea of any mental magic affecting it. Okay.
So you rolled the perception check for us, or was that she got a natural 20 on her deception?
No, I do it for Xander because normally I wouldn't tell you the result. I would just tell you what you get
Okay.
from it. I rolled a natural 20 and a critical success, so I'm just going to tell you what I
It's
did.
the same thing usually for like looking for traps and stuff too. Like the DM is just supposed to roll it.
Yeah. Normally, yeah, I'd roll it and then I would like describe what you sense so that way you don't know like, oh, I rolled very terribly. That's how I know.
Yeah.
So, yeah. She is her suggestion to her response to Zara's suggestion was so sort of offhanded and dismissive and was kind of latching on to anything other than the idea that something in the city is drawing them. You get the impression she knows more than she is letting on. And in fact, she very clearly tensed up when you mentioned the idea of something in the city attracting these creatures. Like you came very close to a secret that she was not expecting you to.
Mm-hmm. And that was Xander who was sensing
Xander
that?
noticed
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, just a thought. So our payment?
Right. Payment. You needed information. Your captain, Drake, right? Or your captain, Leon, is looking for information on the location of the Black Kestrel,
Yes.
Crimson Drake's ship. I encountered the vessel during my time here. Drake often sought port here in Prodatis. We had some dealings. Quite a man. When we learned of his unfortunate passing, of course, we did whatever we could to locate the ship. You know, to preserve the vessel for prosperity.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, we've sent out many scouts over the years to seek out the sanctum. Most returned without ever having found it. And some never returned at all. Specifically, most scouts that I sent into the Diamante Archipelago seem to have a unusually high rate of non-return. I looked into the matter a bit more, and based on some people close to Drake at the time, former members of their crew, it appears that Drake had a secret sanctum of sorts in the archipelago, something that he and his crew used to hide from the Navy between there.
So you think this
whatever they were
is
doing.
where his ship is?
I believe so. Based on the information I have of their last reports, the Kestrel was being pursued by the Vathan Navy in their last days, and they, from the reports from the Navy, they entered the storm, fog storm, somewhere off the coasts of the archipelago. I believe that the Kestrel was retreating to its sanctuary.
Is this area, forgive me, I know nothing of sailing and the ways of this area, is it normally quite dangerous?
It can be for unseasoned sailors. The Navy themselves lost a few ships in their pursuit of the Kestrel and Drake, so I would be wary of trying to navigate it, especially no less during a fog storm.
Wonderful. Is there anything else? Anyone? Does that seem satisfactory?
I hesitate to besmirch your name, but do you have proof, perhaps written transcripts of these interviews? Anything that we might have written down, or a map, something to indicate where we should be going?
We don't keep many paper records of our dealings. I don't have anything specifically. If you need a map of the area, I'm sure your captain has one to provide.
Fair enough, just figured it would be my due diligence to ask.
Right. No, nothing that I have to to go to the veracity of these rumors. But if you travel there and you're unable to find it, or you find that this payment was not satisfactory, you're welcome to return, and we can negotiate something more along the lines of financial compensation.
Well, let us hope it does not come to that.
I hope not, for your sake. I hope you good fortune in your journey. While this conversation is wrapping up, Ennis, downstairs, you creep your way along the hallway and arrive back at the door to the cellar that you had failed to enter previously. I can't remember, like, you're gonna have to remind me. You discovered a trap on the door.
I did. When I tried to pick the lock and failed, you were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, good thing, because there's a trap there." Like, great.
Yeah. I don't believe you disarmed it.
I did not. I do have something for this.
Okay.
Which makes me better at disarming traps. Because I have Trap Finder, so I can disable traps that require a proficiency rank of Master in Thievery.
Okay.
Instead of just whatever mine is, which I think is Expert. Is that the one? Expert.
Okay.
Yeah. I can up to Master traps.
Okay. Yeah. So do you want to go for the trap first to try to disable it?
Yeah. I'm afraid if I fiddle with the lock, the door's gonna explode or something. Yeah, can I try to disable the trap?
Sure.
What am I? Is this thievery?
Yes.
A very good bonus for this. $21.
You need a 20. So you succeed. You look over the trap that you had noticed. You had seen some markings along the doorway, along with a wire running around the hinges, and you follow that, and you see that the wire itself connects to a set of arcane glyphs that are actually hidden at the base of the floorboards next to the door. You very carefully and deftly scratch out the glyphs, and you feel pretty confident that the trap is disarmed.
Okay. It's still locked?
Yeah, it's still locked.
Dang it.
So I need you to make a check to open the lock.
Okay, I have lockpicks.
So, yeah, so you're going to make a thievery check.
This is one of my 2 very good skills. Now, this would be good. I rolled the exact same thing. 21.
All right. You fiddle with the lock a bit. It's pretty intricate. You gather they're keeping something down here that pretty well hidden if the trap wasn't evidence enough. And after a few moments, there's a click. And you mess with the handle, and the door seems to creak open a little bit.
Just peek through.
Okay.
Just enough. Just one eye.
You peek through, and there is a staircase descending down into a basement level of this estate. You don't see much down the staircase other than it levels off at after about 15 feet. You see a table at the bottom with a set of jars atop it, and a set of like tongs and other, almost looks like medical implements.
Do I see any people?
You don't see any people, no.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go down there.
Okay.
Very quietly, very carefully.
Yeah, you
Look
stealthily.
for glyphs. Look for tripwires.
you stealthily make your way down the steps. And you see two things. So there's this table in front of you, and it ends to your right to another kind of short hallway with the door at the end that is currently barred from your side, the big wooden plank. To your left are a number of bookshelves on which you see scrolls, ledgers, a number of little kind of cubbies with like letters stacked up into them. As you're kind of giving a once over, you see a table that's scattered with handwritten notes and sketches. And from the distance, you can see various names written along the tops of like these alcoves and these small like cubbies. Names of nobles based on their designations. You see Lord, Lady, Duke, Duchess.
Any familiar names?
Make a if you're taking some time to look around the room. I'm not going to make a check for it. You're just reading names. You look around the room. You see some familiar ones, probably people you've met, heard of. You do find one name, which is very familiar to you, of a Duke Whitney.
Two of them, or
huh?
I said because I know two of them, or perhaps their
not
fiancé?
not specifically them, but they're Duke Whitney, your current employer.
Okay. And they're over. The names are over. Like alcoves, did you say?
They're small like cubbies in this
Little,
like wooden shelving. Each one has like ledgers and scrolls and books and notes and things like that. And specifically in the one with Duke Whitney, there are a pile of letters.
Oh man. Do I feel like I'm very pressed for time? So nervous.
You don't gather you have much time till they finish their conversation upstairs.
I'm just gonna pick up the top one and just like skim it and see if it's like, "Hi, this is your old pal Duke Whitney. Oh, by the way, I'm actually a demon," or something.
No, this letter is not written by the Duke himself. This is kind of sloppier handwriting, and it looks like it is written to. It is designated to Mother, and it is signed by someone named Alice. And as you read through the letter, it becomes very clear to you that this is a letter of written by one of the serving staff of Duke Whitney's household to their mother, inquiring on the identity of their birth father, who they seem to believe is Duke Whitney.
Oh man, I want to know what's in all these. What I'll pick up what I'm just kind of like flipping through to see if they're all from different people.
No, another one is a letter actually written from another individual. It is signed by you gather from the tone of the writing, a gentleman by the name of Kestrel, describing a great deal of a debt that he currently owes the spiders due to a bad investment, and the negotiating for the terms of paying back this debt. also describes a marriage, an engagement that he hopes will help recoup some of his losses.
Okay. I take that one.
Okay.
Put the rest of them back.
Okay.
And then, boy, there's so many things in here. Don't have time to look at everything. The door that's barred.
Mm-hmm.
Can I hear anything on the other side of it?
Put your ear to it. Make a perception check.
$18.
18. You hear a faint sound on the other side of the door. Like a slight scratching, followed by this like very faint, almost like a chirping noise.
Oh man, I want to open it so bad. Is there any like gap in the door or anything? Like, can I see under it?
Yeah, if you go kind of get down on your hands and knees and you look under it, you see a large stone room, and you see the bottoms of a number of metal cages.
Any like little bug feet?
I think there is like it's still for a while, and then you do see a little bit of like movement out in the darkness. Something skittering a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not gonna open that, I don't think. They're in cages. I have to know. I have to have proof. Can I take the bar off the door?
Okay. You pull the bar off the door, put it to the side, and push open the door.
Just a little
slowly.
bit.
Just a little bit. You look inside and you see a number 30 or so cages with small kavar inside of them. Smaller, but identical to the ones that you killed. And the bodies lining the front lawn of the spider's estate. And as you look towards the back of the room, you also notice there are a series of tables and shelving with dozens and dozens of eggs sitting atop them.
That's what I was afraid of. Close the door.
Okay.
Bar that back up. I'm out. Or I try to be.
You sneak back up the stairs and out as your companions are being escorted down the stairs.
Before we would have left Istos' room, Simon would have said, I know this is not especially my place to say, but we did get to talking with Miss Dead Harpy before we had to kill her. She seemed to think whatever it is you are doing is upsetting the ecosystem. I do not know what it is you might be doing, but is it really worth screwing everything up? Again, not my place, just something to think about. We will be out of your hair. Hopefully you will never hear from us again. Just some food for thought.
She looks at you for a moment before she leaves, and there's a slight pause before she says, I'm sure the harpy said many things to keep you from killing it in its final moments. I can tell you I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, then I'm sure there's nothing for any of us or the good people of this city to worry about.
Exactly. So, you may go now. Be on your way. Happy hunting.
We leave.
All right, you leave. Manos escorts you. Yeah.
As they're walking, Samek will make like a loud yawning noise to alert Anais that we're moving.
Okay, you hear from upstairs as you're coming up the stairs to the cellar. You just hear Samek's just overly loud yawn echo throughout the house.
Are you all right? Do we need to sleep?
That's what I've been saying. We need to go and sleep, or we're going to start getting very loopy.
I think Manos gives you a strange look, Samek. Just like, and looks at this. Is he always that loud?
Sure. I mean, in general, he does speak. When he speaks, it is very booming.
Right.
You always that nosy?
Wow.
Wow.
We have had a very long day, and most of us have nearly died. So,
Right. Well, I'll lead you out then. And he leads you out the front door and back to the gates where you meet with Anais.
I don't
We
just like
got it,
stand by the
earshot.
gate waiting.
Yeah, no, I figured you'd meet with him.
I wait till he
outside the
goes away.
gates. Yeah.
She lied,
About what?
which part?
not knowing what's bringing the things.
Well, I feel that's hardly our concern at this point.
I went down, you went down, Crow got hit. Pretty high up on my concern list right now.
But we're leaving. What did you find?
A lot. Well, two things that concern us, you specifically. They're breeding them.
I'm sorry?
There's a room in the basement behind a barred door with cages full of bugs and jars of eggs.
Why would this be beneficial to them? They're killing their own people.
They also have quite a large archive in the basement. Scrolls, ledgers, that kind of thing. And correspondences, I can only assume, from the households of nobles from all over.
Blackmail
Including
material?
Duke Whitney.
Senior. The head.
Can only assume. I found this. What was the name on the letter?
ASO?
ASO?
Queso. CHIUSO.
Does that name ring any bells?
That name ring any bells?
Yeah. For you.
Wait. Is this part of my history?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I thought you said it was from a servant, and my noble brain went.
The
"Nah."
first one.
first one.
The first one was from this.
I read an entire second letter.
I'm sorry.
Today.
Sorry. I was like, you gave me this name, I'm pretty
Yeah, I
sure.
did. I did. I'm sorry. What?
I
what
don't
was
like
the,
this person myself.
What was the thing in the second letter? That was the one about the child?
I think it's your.
No.
It's about gambling.
The first one
debts.
was related to an illegitimate daughter
Right.
of Duke Whitney named
Named
Alice, who's
Alice.
currently working as a serving in one of the serving staff
Mhm.
The second
in the
one
manor.
was about a profitable marriage arrangement.
Oh, yeah.
Due to a great deal of money that Queso has lost in a bad investment, and the spiders own the debt.
Oh,
Who is that?
that is someone who's got a lot of explaining to do.
So- I'm gonna kill him.
You don't need to kill him.
He's the
Well-
one you're supposed to
We'll do it.
marry. I take it.
Yes. Supposed to is a strong word now. Does it say how much?
Does it?
I don't think it gives a specific figure.
And what did he lose it? What did they give it to him for?
They did not they didn't provide the money. It seems like he lost in a bad investment with like another company. And the spiders purchased the debt to gain leverage over him as the heir to
lovely.
Whitney fortune.
There's a lot more concerning Whitney's whole household down there. A whole stack.
Wow. Shit.
That, a serving girl looking for her father, who she thinks might be Duke Whitney, all kinds of...
Well, that would be a scandal indeed.
It has to be blackmail.
Of course.
And it's not just him, it's...
Did you see anything on our family in there?
Anything pertaining to, say, ritual sacrifices, blood magic.
Did I see
That is
their
not
name
a
down there?
secret.
You may have seen the name. You were very quickly, and I think the Whitney ledgers were the ones that drew your attention the most. There was...
Yeah, he's paying me.
You may have seen a Valander name.
There is a shelf with your name on it.
So yeah, we're just leaving because this is none of our concern.
Well, now it is of our concern. How many of them were left? The members of this
At
group.
least 3.
I'd say besides the 3 that you immediately dealt with in the house right now, healthy. Maybe 4 more. And then a couple more injured. And then a pretty good amount more dead.
I know you're pissed off and they are hurting from their wounds, but we are also pretty fucked up right now.
Are all of these ledgers paper? Are they on parchment?
I imagine so.
I mean, I don't know what else they would be, but...
Stone tablets.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I imagine so. I didn't look through all of them, but papers, books.
Well, if this is their base of operations, and assuming they don't have copies, we could just burn the house down, starting from the basement.
Then you won't know what they know.
Or, we could just steal it and not burn the house down.
It's too much for me to take.
Or
It's an entire room of shelves.
I don't care about the other shelves.
But if you only take 1 or 2, they will know who to come after.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if they know. Or we just kill them.
Well,
Release the
let's-
eggs. Bugs leave the town alone. This place prospers.
You can start your meat cut business here.
Yeah. And it could probably grow really big. And even
Most of us can
sponsor
leave.
athletes.
If the bugs don't chew through here first.
Right, if we release the egg. Well, let's go back to the ship, sleep, and see what the morning brings us. Well, the afternoon.
How much paperwork was on our family?
It wasn't as much as the others. I don't think, because the Valander family isn't as large as some of the other, and not as prominent. It was probably a small stack of letters.
Well, we're good enough for Duke Whitney to want to marry in to get money, so...
Apparently.
I'd be more concerned about where in your house those letters are coming from.
Yeah, that's why I want the letters.
Exactly.
I can get them for you, but my pay rate is about to increase significantly.
Well, considering that... Well, the Duke still has money. So...
Does he?
it was just the son that lost money, right?
Yeah, it didn't mention anything about his father.
We'll
So
cover
if
your
we
payment.
make it back and make it out of this alive, I'm going to make him aware of what I've saved him from.
Oh, absolutely.
Don't worry.
And I'm sure that there's other things that we can get down there that involve other families that you could take over the blackmail on if you care to.
We'll see
Does
what tomorrow
everyone
brings.
does everyone just look at her like, what?
Just Xander.
I don't. Anise is like, are you reading my thoughts?
So we'll head
All
back
right.
to the ship.
Because if
Okay.
I'm going to get in there and steal a bunch of documents, I'm going to need more time.
Yeah.
Okay. The five of you then tried to head back up the city. You hear more sounds of panic and disconcern in the city streets, but you, as quietly and carefully, make the long trek up to the Pharos, so you can rest and decide what you want to do about this new development. We'll go ahead and end our session here for tonight then,
Okay.
and see where we go next time. Good game, everyone.
Yeah.
You
Thanks
all
for that.
lived. You all lived and you all leveled up.
Woo!
So we'll deal with that off stream. Thank you everyone out there for watching. We will be back in 2 weeks, which really puts us on the 5th of April, to continue this. Same time, same place. So all of our streaming from this point forward is going to start at its 4 o'clock start time. So thanks for joining us on that. We'll see you then next time. Check out other streams throughout the week that I mentioned at the top of the stream, but you can check out our schedule below. The only thing that's not on our schedule is a one-shot that we're going to be doing on Wednesday of The Witch is Dead that Savannah is going to be running. That's going to be at
6 o'clock
6?
Eastern time.
6 Eastern time. So come hang out with us.
It's gonna be fun.
It's going to be fun. It's a wacky thing. It's a wacky game. Join us on Discord, follow us on Twitter, all that good stuff. Follow all these fools' names and tags on the or on our overlay. And yeah, that's it. Anybody have anything before we sign off? Nope.
Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome.
Yeah, it's been a little bit.
Back. It has. So I'll see you all in 2 weeks. And until next time, good game and good night, Internet.
Night, internet.